Hello students, so today we are going to discuss our drug Baptisia tinctoria. Baptisia tinctoria, common name is wild indigo and it belongs to the family Leguminosae family. This drug prover is William Burt and I will discuss it from Boric Materia Medica, Ellen's keynote, SK Dubey Materia Medica and Nash. So let's start our drug. Baptisia tinctoria. This slide from Boric Materia Medica. Wild indigo. Here it is written, the symptoms of this drug are of an asthenic type. What do you mean by asthenic? Asthenic means reactive power very less. Here reactive power of body is very less. Dullness, asthenic indicated dullness. Simulating low fevers, mainly typhoid fevers, this remedy is very much useful. Septic conditions of blood. Here another term septic. What do you mean by septic? Septic offensiveness of all the discharges is very marked in this remedy. So septic offensiveness of all discharges. So malarial poisoning and extreme prostration. Extreme prostration here, dullness, asthenic type, reactive power of body very less. Indescribable sick feeling, great muscular soreness and putrid phenomena are always present. That is offensiveness of discharges, putrid phenomena. All the secretions are offensive, breath, stool, urine, sweat, etc. Epidemic influenza, chronic intestinal toxemias in children with fetid stool and eructation. So useful in typhoid fever, malarial poisoning and epidemic influenza. Baptisia in low dilutions produces a form of antibodies to the bacillus typhus, namely the agglutins, low dilutions. Act well for antibodies, form of antibodies to the bacillus typhosus, that is Salmonella typhi, causes typhoid fever. टाइफाइड फीवर स्टेप लैडर पैटर्न, लाइक कि अगर डे 1 पे टेम्परेचर 100 है तो नेक्स्ट डे 101 होगा. अगर रात में 101 होता है तो फिर वो थोड़ी देर कांस्टेंट रहेगा 101, वो डाउन नहीं आएगा 100 पे. फिर वो नेक्स्ट डे 101 से 102 होगा, फिर कांस्टेंट रहेगा, डाउन नहीं आएगा, फिर लाइक स्टेप लैडर पैटर्न seen in typhoid fever, also known as enteric fever, step ladder pattern. Thus, it raises the natural body resistance to the invasion of bacillary intoxication, which produces the typhoid syndrome, typhoid carriers. So, this is all about general information written in Boric Materia Medica about Baptisia. Now we are going to discuss it from Ellen. Here this slide is from Ellen, Constitution for the Lymphatic Temperament. Constitution, I will discuss it from SK Dubey Materia Medica. Here it is written about constitution. Face of Baptisia patient look as if flushed, dusky and dark red. Face flushed, dusky and dark red. Stupid, besotted expression. Looks like a drunkard. Besotted expression मीन्स कि वो डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पाएंगे किस टाइप का है. परफेक्ट इनडिफरेंस. अल्सरेटेड माउथ विथ ऑफेंसिव स्मेल एंड ऑफेंसिव ब्रेथ. लिम्फेटिक टेम्परामेंट. thermal reaction, it is chilly patient. It is physical characteristics, miasm sora in the background. Now we are coming back to our Ellen. So constitution, temperament is lymphatic temperament, and face, this is also constitution. face, face flushed, dusky, dark red, with a stupid, besotted, drunken expressions like gelsemium. Gelsemium patient also have this characteristic face. Now we are going to discuss mental generals. Here this is written in Ellen. Aversion to mental exertion, indisposed or want of power to think. Perfect indifference, doesn't care to do anything, inability to fix the mind on work. Stupor, falls asleep while being spoken to or in the midst of his answer. This one is very important. Falls asleep while spoken or midst of his answer. Cannot go to sleep because she cannot get herself together. Tosses about to get the pieces together. Head or body feels scattered about the bed. Thought she was 3%. This one is very much important in mental. Thought she was 3%, could not keep them covered. So here I am showing in S.K. Dubey what is written about mind. Confused mind. Perfect indifference. Number one mental symptom, confused mind, perfect indifference. Patient is absolutely incapable of thinking anything, with utter inability to fix his mind on any work. In कहीं मन नहीं लगता है. Averse to mental exertion. Doesn't want to do any mental work. This one is second mental symptom. The patient, third one. The patient fall asleep either before completing the answer to the question or in the mid of the answer, or sometimes when he is in the middle of an answer. Fourth point. The patient tosses about and says that he feels his head or body is scattered around the bed. He is three pieces or persons, is unable to keep them covered. He tries to get those pieces together. So, here 4 points of mental symptoms. Number one, confused mind and perfect indifference. Number two, the patient is absolutely incapable of thinking anything, doesn't want to do any mental work, aversion to mental exertion, cannot fix his mind on any work. Number three, the patient fall asleep either before completing the answer to a question or in the middle of the answer. Fourth point, the patient feeling like he is three pieces. He tosses about and says his head or body is scattered around the bed and he tries to get those pieces together. So now we are going to discuss physical characteristic symptoms of Baptisia. So, number one, averse to mental exertion, perfect indifference, inability to fix mind. Sorry. This one is second number. And fall asleep, third. And this point is fourth. I have discussed this and described. Now, physical general. In whatever position the patient lies, the part rested upon feels sore and bruised. Arnica, this is also present, and nux moscata also. But arnica, patient always moving in search of a soft spot. Great prostration with disposition to decomposition of fluids, ulceration of mucous membranes. Discharges and exhalation are fitted especially in typhoid or other acute disease. Breath, stool, urine, perspiration, ulcers, All discharges are offensive and fitted. So this one is number one point of physical characteristics. Discharges very much offensive, fitted. About tongue, this one is also physical characteristics. Tongue, number two, at first coated white with red papilla, dry and yellow brown in center, later dry, cracked, ulcerated. So this is our I am making here like tongue. So tongue first coated white with red papilla. So this person is this first coated white and red papilla. Dry and yellow brown in the center. In the center, dry and yellow brown. I am making color here. So I'm not getting brown color so that you can remember it easily. I am using this also looking like red. No matter, you can remember. Dry and yellow brown in center. Yellow I can add here little bit. Yellow brown in center and latter dry, cracked and ulcerated. Latter portion is this. Latter dry, cracked and ulcerated. So three portion में. At first white coated with red papilla, white coated. White here, white coated with red papilla, dry and yellow brown in center and later dry, cracked and ulcerated. So this is our tongue symptom. Next guiding symptoms from SK Dubey. First one is discharges of the body, very offensive. Even breath is very offensive. Second, in whatever patient position the patient lies, the parts rested upon feel sore and bruised. In arnica also. Third point, this one is from mental symptoms, so I am not discussing. I have already discussed this all. Next, he can swallow liquid only. Leads solid food gags. His throat is sore but painless. This is about constitution, mental, and this is about constitution. Ulceration in mouth with offensive smell, dry tongue with a screen down the center. A typical typhoid state is present in all diseases. So, this one about typhoid I will discuss in detail what Dr. Burnett says. First, I am coming to Ellen keynote. So, here we have discussed this. Tongue, throat can swallow liquid only. Baraita carb like tonsillitis in Baraita carb. Least solid food gags can swallow liquid only but has aversion to them. Silesia. So liquid only Baraita carb and Baptisia and also Silesia, but Silesia has aversion to liquid. Painless sore throat. Here it is painless. Tonsils, soft palate and parotids dark red. This one is peculiar, painless sore throat. Swollen, putrid, offensive discharge. About throat, now we are coming to GI. Dysentery of old people, diarrhea of children, especially when